What's up, guys? Today is BAMoto Builds week 2. We are about to head to Grandma's because that's where the bike is located. But first we gotta pack the taco. Love this truck. Absolutely love it. Alright, so we're gonna pack up the taco, head over to Grandma's. We've got about a 40-minute ride, but quick time warp for you, and then we'll be on our way. Alright, we made it to Grandma's. We need to get this garage ready, and we need to get this fat truck out of here. So it's not starting, we can't jump it, so we're gonna push it. And we'll see where it goes from there. That went way easier than expected, huh?
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, I guess we'll do that every time now. Yeah. She good. Okay, so last time we left you guys, we were having an electrical issue, but really we were having a stupidity issue. And we were basing what we were doing off of what was previously done, and that should probably never be done. Never make that assumption. Because what he had probably was just to stick stuff in there and ship it off to us, but and we made the assumption that the starter wire was the battery wire, and that's why our starter motor was going every time. So we got new battery wires. That shouldn't be an issue, and then we'll follow it back from there. Boy, that was a wasted 3 hours. So we'll see. But this should work, and then we'll fill it in from there. So we're gonna get this connected, and we'll start back from there. Okay, so first we got the solenoid. We confirmed that the starter solenoid is not working. So we were originally told that the starter solenoid was not working and all it needed to do was be replaced. But that wasn't the case. It works fine. We walked it all the way back up to the headlight and started removing things as we went down here, and found we tried the ignition. We test shot, or troubleshooted for that. We troubleshooted for the engine start stop button, and what's the other little piece called, Ben? This little button, the red little button.
Starter button?
Yeah, we'll call it the starter. Is it the starter button?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the starter button, and all of those look good. So we're sitting here scratching our heads like, what the heck is wrong? So then we decided, okay, let's take everything out. So now we have this.
Ready.
Good to go? All right, we'll be in 2 minutes. Okay. I'll be right there. Now we have this gorgeous rainbow spaghetti mess sitting here. Ben, you're doing a fine job, bud.
Thanks, dude.
And it looks like a total nightmare, but actually we learned a lot from it, and it was way easier to work on it this way, and make the connections that we need to. Beautiful. So what we came across to was every time we put in the rectifier, we were blowing the 30 amp fuse located on the starter solenoid right there. So we went through, what, 5 of these?
This is our last.
That's our last one, but it's still working. So,
I guess 6, because the first one that we went.
Yeah, the first. Yeah. So we went through a bunch of those, and we're like, oh my god, do we have a short? Do we have a ground that's not connected? Is it something really stupid? Every time we connect this piece up, it's not working. We have the most simplest circuit. This circuit is equivalent to literally turning on a light switch from a battery. That is what it was. So it was mind-boggling as to why this may not be working. So we traced it back, and it turns out we actually have a crack in our
Alternator.
in our alternator area. Yeah, and we saw it after we bought the bike, but we didn't think anything about it. We were just like, oh, whatever, when we come to it, we come to it. Well, sure enough, now we came to it, and we found that our alternator, the brushes were completely blown on it, and the actual piece was like pushed all the way over to the left. So clearly they were completely worn down, and it must have been spinning and then eventually just jammed up, and every time it shorts out our wiring harness and blows that 30 amp fuse, so you can't get the bike started and whatnot. So that's currently what we have sitting out now. Here's our alternator rotor, stator, and our next job is to replace all the components in here. That's not what it looked like, but we just disassembled it. So we'll go there, we'll put that back together, we'll run the wiring harness back up the bike a bit so we get it to the ignition coils, we'll check for spark, and then we'll move on to the carbs, and then we can confirm that this bike actually does what it's supposed to. Hopefully it's not any further issue than that, but actually that looks pretty good. We actually saw a physical problem for the first time, which is really nice to know, hey, this isn't right, this needs to be fixed. Once that's fixed, we'll go from there. Sound good?
Yep.
Yep. What do you think, Veggie?
Definitely a big wiring clusterfuck. Had no idea anything about this, so I kind of had a lead point on it, and we found that solution. Well, solution, but problem.
Yeah. We sat in silence for a long time together.
Yeah.
we literally just sat around and looked at it and just scratched our heads and hoped that something would work. And
I don't even know, like, what got us to...
this point?
No, got us to, like, oh, let's just trace it back to alternator. We just pulled
Yeah.
the loom off, and you were like, oh, I'm going to bring it home.
Yeah.
And then we just decided to let's try it out with everything.
Yeah,
easy
since we had everything accessible, we were like, you know what? We didn't ground the starter. So we didn't ground the starter. So we plugged that back in. Then the starter was grounded. And then I'm like, let's just try it. And the starter was actually running. We're like, okay, this is working. Then we started plugging back in these components. And when we plugged in the rectifier, that's when it was shorting out. So, okay, we're like, oh, we're going to need to buy a new rectifier. Mm-hmm. And then we're like, wait a minute. Why would that be the case? Walked it back, found out it definitely is the alternator. So there we are.
Cool.
We'll go from there.
So until next time.
Until next time, we'll go from there. So we'll go buy some parts, do some research, do some learning and understanding, and now we're going to eat some pasta because Grandma made us food. Peace out.